Hi everybody, Steve Colescott for EliteFTS.com. We're doing a video roundtable. We have some of our team members mixed in with some guests. And we're going to talk a little bit about, we have people from a variety of sports, mostly powerlifting. We have some from the bodybuilding world, some that do figure, some that do strongman. The question here is, what do they love about their sport? What would they like to change? And what type of change would make it more popular? We're going to start with Brandon down here. Brandon, tell us your answer.
What I love about powerlifting is two things primarily. One, the culture and the support system that the sport overall has. I mean, it's very rare that you go to a meet and see people not cheering for someone they don't know. I mean, you don't know who that person is on the platform, or you probably will never see them again, but seeing them grind out a third attempt and cheering for them, that's what makes the sport absolutely great. And the second thing is the individuality of it. You compete for yourself. I mean, it's great to get PRs, and that's really what you ultimately strive for. I mean, records and all that kind of stuff is extra bonus. But as long as you have your personal improvement is very measurable. What I would change would be all the social media bullshit that people put on forums and everything else. Like, that doesn't do anything to help the sport. So I wish that would just disappear. And what's the other part of that answer?
That's what would make it more popular.
I think the social media aspect would make it more popular if people just weren't talking crap about each other.
All right. I've made a lot of friends. I like that, and people are super supportive. What I don't like is breaking in new equipment. That's tough. Yeah, and like you said, the media.
Alicia.
What I love about figure is that it's easily the hardest thing I've ever done. From dieting to the training, everything, it is so miserable. But it's the number one thing that made me so much better from a person aspect and just how I grew, not only as a strength athlete, but just a person in general. It makes you so much stronger. So from that point, that's what I love the most about it. I'm sure others that compete in the sport can say the same. What I don't like would maybe be how women are portrayed in the sport. I think it's very over-sexualized, and they're just not, like, these women are so strong, and they're just, the way they train, it's kind of fluffed a little bit, like online and different things like that. So I kind of wish, people could really see how you truly train to look that way, and I just think it's more realistic. And saying that, I think that would make the sport more popular, because there's a strength aspect behind it, and not just, how you look and aesthetics. It's more like, wow, that girl's really strong. So that's what I think.
Julia.
From a physique standpoint as well, I would say that it's one of the hardest things that I've done, challenging yourself to do that. But as far as powerlifting goes, I love, similar to what Brandon said, I love when you really look at the big picture. Powerlifting is a really supportive community. The majority of the people in the sport are extremely supportive of each other, no matter what. The last few years with the relentless meets that have been going on, there's powerlifters out there with really big hearts that are doing really good things for these kids, and I think that's really amazing. Most people think that they're kind of these rough and tough guys and gals, but they're doing a lot of really good things. One thing I think I would change is probably over the years is just a lot of the federation factions and the divisions, and there's so many divisions and there's so many records, so to speak. It would be really cool to see it just get simplified again, to see strong is strong, and that's what it is. I think that when people look at that, it's really good to see that aspect. But the other thing that I probably would say I don't like is that, I guess it kind of goes along with the social media aspect, but when you look at the factions and the divisions between some of these qualifications, but just the thing, the butting heads of Raw and Gear, and that kind of talk online, strong is strong no matter what. And I think I always say online, if people could just be a little kinder with their words, I think it would help grow the sport. Raw or geared, I think it would help grow the sport, and people would see that there's some pretty good athletes here. So,
Okay. Holly, talk about strongman training and what you love about it, what you'd like to change.
I love the fact that it's so multifaceted. I mean, you could do 5 competitions in a year, and every single one would be different with different events. 5 events, and they're always going to be different. I like that makes you train in a very well-rounded way. You know, it's not just your basic lifts. You've got to be conditioned and fast and all that. That's what I fell in love with about it. I love the support system, even though I haven't had real local support. You know, I've driven 4 hours in a day and trained with a group and, you know, gotten some great support there. So I love that. The community is amazing. I can't honestly think of something that I would like to change. The changes I would like to see are very rapidly happening. You know, more women are getting in the sport. There's more women-only shows. A lot of different athletic avenues have opened the door, and I think people are coming in. So I think it's growing as it should and will continue to.
Joe?
I think one of the things I like, in order to not be repetitive, is obviously the camaraderie and stuff. But I think very few athletic sports or you have the ability to do for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. You know, usually other types of athletics, you have a couple-year window and then you're stuck. You know, it's hard to keep getting better at it. So I think powerlifting's cool because you can really take a big picture approach to it. I mean, you could commit that you're going to, you know, obviously everyone's different, but you could do it for a long time. And we've seen people on our team do it for a long time. In terms of what I would change in the negatives, I think it's kind of might be a weird answer, but I think a lot of the negativity, this is just my perspectives, I think it's amplified to seem like it's more than it is. So I think for every person on social media that sounds really negative, I think there's 10, 20 people that aren't that way, but they're just not as loud. So I think sometimes when we try and give too much attention to the negative people, we're almost giving them a platform to speak on. And I think in terms of changes, I would just like to see all of us, and myself included, in a positive way, promote the areas we like, promote the federations we like, promote the lifters, the people. And I think if we address, instead of giving so much attention to the negativity, continue to do our part in being positive, I think that'll continue to improve it. Because I think sometimes it seems like it's way worse than it is. I think, you know, you go to a meet and we're very rarely are geared and raw people not getting along, and everyone supports each other and loves it. So I think just doing everything we can in a positive way will continue to help things.
I kind of wonder with the negative comments that you see on like a YouTube video. I bet you most of those people have never done a meet. Miana?
What I like about the sport, a big part of it is the community, like everyone is saying. But the way that it makes me feel is what I love about the sport. It's empowering. It's amazing. It brings me joy. And beyond just bringing myself joy, it's amazing seeing somebody get their own PR in a meet. The look on their face, right? The look on their coach's face. It's just amazing, right? It's strengthening. It's empowering. It's great. In terms of what I would change, there's a lot of bull crap about federations. You know, you're worse than me because you compete in whatever it is, IPF, whatever. Strong is strong, like everybody's saying. It shouldn't matter who you compete with or if you have wraps, if you have a suit on, it doesn't matter. And to make it more popular, more people doing it. Diversify, yeah. More women doing it the more women that do it, especially when women see someone who looks feminine.
It seems to be happening.
Right? Doing a raw squat PR, something like that. They look at that and they're like, wow, I can do that. You know, and that's how I got started, is I saw somebody doing something and I thought, oh God, I can do that too. And I did, and that's how I got into it, right? So seeing more people doing it, going on social media, having your friends come to meets and seeing the environment, I think that would help a lot of people get into it.